How do you scratch a 10-year itch? Killie supporters found out in Fife. Exactly encouraging for Kilmarnock as they set out this morning on the team bus to Fife. The Rugby Parkers hadn't managed a victory in Dunfermline for over a decade. Added to that, Killie's league campaign has stuttered in recent weeks. So if ever there was a time to try and stop the rot, this was it against the side lying bottom of the table. Rob McLean is your commentator at East End Park.
Below par is not a phrase Bert Payton or Dick Campbell would use to describe Dunfermline's performances this season, and they stick with the same team which started last week's defeat by Hearts. Scott Thompson couldn't be considered because of injury. Andy Todd continues in a midfield role which lets him protect the back four and get forward to help the attack. Andy Smith wants to start scoring again, and up front with him are new arrivals David Graham and Edinho. Brazilian Edinho scored his first Dunfermline goal at Tynecastle last weekend. He's on loan for 3 months, would cost around £200,000 to make the move permanent, and scored nearly 70 goals in less than 200 games for Bradford City. The introduction of Mark Reilly for the injured Mark Roberts is the one change from Kilmarnock's team which drew 0-0 with Motherwell last Saturday. Ali McCoist will start the match on the bench. So it's Paul Wright and Jerome Vareille up front for Kilmarnock. Reilly links up in the midfield with Gary Holt and Ali Mitchell. And the furthest forward of the midfield foursome is Ian Durrant, who's played a big part in Killie's impressive start to the season. Dunfermline will want to keep a close watch on the Scotland midfielder. The referee at East End Park is Gary Mitchell. Kilmarnock start the match, second top against joint bottom. Dunfermline won just 2 matches this season, and in the Premier League, Kilmarnock have lost just 2. But they haven't won in their last 3, and they've had opportunities to get a lot closer to Rangers at the top. A win here today would take them to within 2 points of the leaders, with Rangers involved tomorrow in the League Cup final. There's Scott McCulloch, who's pledged his future immediately, at least, to Dunfermline, despite Aberdeen's interest. First involvement for Durrant, doing well, causing Gavin Johnson problems, right on the byline. Good skills from Durrant, and Johnson had problems here. He was recalled by Scotland for the internationals against Estonia and the Faroes, still very much in Craig Brown's mind. Quickly taken free kick back from MacPherson, and a dangerous shot across goal. It was off target from MacPherson, but it needed just a touch, and then it could have caused Butler problems. Well, talking about fitness doubts, there's one of them. Bobby Williamson has been struggling with flu for the last couple of days, but he's being brave, and he didn't want to miss out on East End Park. David Graham trying to make progress down the right side. First time from Durrant, finding Holt. Gary Holt couldn't control it. Now Johnson. That's for Andy Smith. Wins the header. And what a good stop that was from Gordon Marshall. Andy Todd seemed certain to score. And I spoke right at the start about Todd's keenness to get into the opposition box. Did it with some effect here. What a good save by Marshall at the second attempt. Knocked down by Smith. Steered into the path of Todd, got a good contact, saved by the legs of Marshall. Good recovery from Martin Baker. Neat passing from Dunfermline. Here's Derek Ferguson. Good build-up. Andy Todd, beaten in the challenge by Kevin McGowne. Vareille beaten by McCulloch. Edinho leaving it for Andy Todd. A pass ahead of Gavin Johnson. But it gathered pace off the pitch, and Johnson couldn't catch it. Derek Ferguson, lovely back heel for Andy Todd. Here comes Shields. Flighted in for Edinho. Finding some room in the penalty box, but didn't really trouble Gordon Marshall with the header. Well seen here by Shields. You can see Edinho there drifting away from Gus MacPherson. Baker's pass for Vareille does well against Shields. Cleared by Ireland. Paul Wright was waiting in the middle. Tenacious play from Vareille. The odds look to be against him here, but the use of the shoulder to keep away Greg Shields, and turned away by Ireland. In from Durrant. Holt's header, looping over the crossbar. Didn't get great contact there, Gary Holt. Won the ball well enough. It looks as if it came off his shoulder before dropping over. Holt beat Johnson. Durrant's pass, a good one. Vareille is onside. The cut back. Missing out on Paul Wright. There's a reshuffle in the Dunfermline midfield with Gavin Johnson having moved on to the right side. Here's Andy Todd. Edinho. Headed away by Montgomery. Edinho again. Todd trying to get the head flick. Johnson still has it. Good pass. Here's Edinho, outside of the right foot. Andy Smith couldn't keep the header down. He'll be disappointed with that, Andy Smith. Just 4 goals in 14 starts this season for Andy Smith. His ratio normally a lot better than that. And he would have hoped to have made more of the ball in there from Edinho. McCulloch, Smith, strong with the touch for his Brazilian strike partner. Gary Holt won the ball and was fouled by Johnson. He felt this one, did Holt. Caught on the knee. McGowan's free kick. Nodded away by Todd. Back from Mitchell to Baker. Now Durrant, well-paced pass. Ian Durrant shaping up for the shot! Ian Durrant! It's a super strike from Durrant with just 13 minutes of the first half left. The game needed a moment of magic, let's be perfectly honest, and this was it. The pass from Baker got Durrant away from Todd, well struck outside of the right foot and in off the underside of the crossbar. Not a chance for Lee Butler to stop this. Ian Durrant had one look up, good contact with the shot, perfectly placed. 1-0 Kilmarnock. Montgomery to Reilly. Tenacious player in midfield, Reilly, and getting a good pass away to Ian Durrant as well. Back from Wright. Kilmarnock building a good attack here, through from Durrant and not far away from the feet of Paul Wright. This was good play, clever play through the middle from Kilmarnock. And finally the pass from Durrant, which was just a fraction off for Wright. Here's another look at a spectacular finish from Ian Durrant. What a way to open your account for the season. Baker to MacPherson. 3 minutes now added onto the first 45, and that's enough. And Kilmarnock have the lead at half-time. There's the man who scored the only goal of the game so far, and the game certainly needed it. A spectacular effort from Ian Durrant after Dunfermline had the best early chance of the match, nodded down by Andy Smith, and Andy Todd's shot well stopped by Gordon Marshall. Got his legs to it, but there was no chance for Lee Butler at the other end. When Ian Durrant found some room, he got away from Andy Todd, and a rasping shot off the underside of the crossbar. His first goal of the season for Kilmarnock, and very valuable. Not the most wonderful of games to watch so far, but lit up by that Durrant strike, which means half-time at East End Park. It's Dunfermline 0, Kilmarnock 1. Dunfermline restart the match, looking for a goal to get them back into the game. They've only scored 13 in 15 Premier League matches this season. And they are facing up to the most miserly defence in the top flight in Scotland. Andy Smith winning a header. That was Baker. Reilly to Mitchell. Yes, Kilmarnock have conceded just 10 goals in their 15 league games so far. That's the best defensive record in the league. Durrant's free kick for Holt. Gary Holt again, in for Jérôme Vareille. Trying to get himself between two Dunfermline defenders, Shields and Squires, but couldn't get any contact with the header. Good ball in from Holt. Gus MacPherson's header in from Edinho. Now Graham for Greg Shields. It was well hit, and it came off Ray Montgomery for a corner kick. But this was well set up and well hit as well by Shields. Plenty to aim at for Johnson. The flick, the near post was Edinho's. Now Johnson again. Comfortably held by Marshall. McCulloch, Ferguson, he's lost it. And fouled Mark Reilly. Unlike Derek Ferguson to be clumsy with his touch, and he felt forced into that tackle. Durrant to Mitchell. Baker for Vareille. Still has it, Jérôme Vareille. Here's Durrant! He's done it again! It's taken him a long time to open his account for Kilmarnock. Now he's made it 2, 11 minutes into the second half. And you can see what that goal means to the Kilmarnock players. Good quick passing through from Baker. Vareille held it up until Durrant made the run in, and the angled shot was across Butler and in off the far post. Good finish from Durrant, and it's 2-0 Kilmarnock. Dunfermline will feel that Vareille might well have been shut down there. He got the pass away, bursting onto it was Durrant. Durrant again, Jérôme Vareille on the move, at some pace as well, and it was well stopped and well held by Butler. Early ball through the middle. Vareille with his pace, always having a chance of getting on the end of these. Kevin McGowne won the header well. Jérôme Vareille was coming back from an offside position, spotted by Stuart Logan. French flick. And a corner needlessly given away. And Ray Montgomery holds up the hand of apology to Gordon Marshall. He wasn't really in too many problems here, Montgomery. Delivered by Johnson. It's off the post. Andy Todd's header. Marshall was beaten. And Kilmarnock fortunate that Dunfermline didn't pull a goal back there. So close here for Andy Todd. The goal frame vibrating after that powerful header. And he'll be disappointed he didn't put that in the back of the net. Andy Smith won the header. Here's Hamish French. First time from Derek Ferguson. Edinho. That's a good ball in. Beyond Andy Smith. Flicked away by MacPherson. Johnson to McCulloch. He's overrun it. Now Derek Ferguson. Short with the pass. Kilmarnock have numbers. And they've got pace in Jerome Vareille. Ian Durrant just behind him. Wright and Mitchell waiting in the middle. There's Paul Wright! Touched away by Butler. Close to number 3 for Kilmarnock. Again, superb play here from Ian Durrant. Great vision and great accuracy on the ball for Wright. And the header wasn't half bad either. Paul Wright trying to direct it back over the head of Butler into the far corner. And the keeper did well to touch it over the top. Johnson, French. Here's Edinho, did well. Here's Andy Smith. Saved well by Gordon Marshall. He made that look pretty easy. But it was a powerful header from Smith. Good skill from Edinho in setting it up. And a good stop by the Kilmarnock keeper. Vareille with Shields for company. Left by Wright. And an optimistic attempt at the hat-trick from Ian Durrant. Struck from an angle. But the way things have been going for him so far today, you wouldn't bet against him. Gary Holt away from Petrie. Jerome Vareille trying to time the run, keep himself onside. Now Wright. That's for Durrant. First time the header into the box. It was aimed at Mitchell. Corner kick. Quickly taken by Durrant. Gets it back from Reilly. Now Ali Mitchell. In for Vareille. Here's Gary Holt. Holt still has it. Still Holt. That's a superb goal from Gary Holt. 12 minutes of the match left. The Kilmarnock fans have another goal to celebrate. And that was all about pure persistence from Gary Holt. He refused to be kicked out here. Got through 1, 2, 3 challenges. And his shot took a touch on its way beyond Lee Butler. First, he flicked the ball away from Craig Ireland. Then he got the better of Jamie Squires. And finally, drifting clear of McCulloch. The shot taking a touch off Scott McCulloch and into the corner of the net. Here's Petrie. Deflected off Mahood. Now French. In from Todd and Andy Smith. Saved by Marshall. Another chance for Dunfermline. Another chance for Smith. But the header taking a touch on its way through to Marshall. Grim-faced, I think, is the way to describe Bert Payton. It's not been his day, it's not been Dunfermline's day. And they'll stay at the bottom of the Premier League. Not much left now in this match. We've played nearly 2 minutes of stoppage time. Hammered away by Kevin McGowne, and he took a knock in the process. But he'll be keen to hobble on because the whistle will go shortly. Full time at East End Park, and Kilmarnock moved to within 2 points of leaders Rangers in the Premier League, courtesy of a victory which in the end was very comfortable. Man of the match, Ian Durrant, already off. He scored twice. The third Kilmarnock goal scored by Gary Holt. A thoroughly professional performance by Kilmarnock, and while Holt and Durrant will pick up a lot of the headlines, these Kilmarnock fans are very appreciative of the job their defence is doing this season. In 16 Premier League games, they've lost only 10 goals. Final score at East End Park: Dunfermline 0, Kilmarnock 3.